Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the home studio continuing to support all the stellar music that is coming out of our city. And for many of you who follow us on social media, you know we have been talking about Daniel BAS, and welcome to 2020 compilation release. The man is here tonight, also with Julian, Cruz from JC Productions, and Roland Torres from RT Productions. All of my bros, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. Let's start over here.
Hey, how you doing, man? Good to be here, brother. Good to be here.
What's up, Daniel?
What's up, Rob? Thanks for having me, man. It's a great appreciation, man. Much love.
Rob, thank you for having me, man. Thank you, Roland for RT Productions. Thank you.
Oh, man, we've been talking about tonight, it seems like for weeks and weeks and weeks. And the anticipation had been growing because, you know, thanks to Julian, I had gotten involved in learning about this project. And as I was, you know, getting the songs, I was like, holy smokes, this is great stuff. And you know me, like I'm a fan, so I love great heavy music. And, you know, I remember when you started sending me the tracks, Julian, I was like, who's Daniel BAS? I didn't know who you were, dude. I was like, why don't I know who this dude is? And he's writing all these killer tracks. So Daniel, I want to start with you. Obviously, you're the man behind the scenes who put this project together musically. And I was asking you off camera, like, you know, what band are you in? What do you do? But for all the people out there who are learning about you tonight, share a little bit about your musical history here in San Antonio.
Yeah, man. So I'm from Pleasanton originally, so I came up to San Antonio, and not too long ago I joined a band called Becoming Sons. It's a Christian metal band. I was a frontman for it. I sang, did guitar for it.
Did you say a Christian metal band?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Christian metal band. Yeah, I was a frontman. We ended up, you know, having little differences here and there, so I left, but everything was fine. I went and helped them do a few shows afterwards. But now I'm a frontman for a band called West Creek, rock and roll music. Not on the heavy side like the DB, so the DB compilation is definitely a little bit more of my getting my metal, getting my metal in. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and you know when Julian was telling me, yeah, this is all Daniel BAS music. I'm like, damn, this dude's like pretty fucking brutal. He's heavy. What kind of inspired you to kind of do like this heavier stuff? Because with the compilation, of which we're going to get into a little bit more in detail, there's all kinds of stuff. There's like all kind of like mid-tempo brutality, and there's like speedy stuff, but it's all heavy. So were these just jams you just had in your archive? I mean, it's just a side of you that you wanted to kind of release, or what was that?
I had a few of these tracks made already. Some of them I made them specifically for the vocalists. Like one in particular was one for Paul from Meridian. I specifically wrote that track for him. But yeah, some of them I had, some of them I made for them. One thing I did with the ones that I didn't have made was I asked them, hey, this is not your band. This is not my band. What kind of song do you want to do? Let's do whatever you want. Yeah. And some people were like, here's this track. Let's make a song like this. And I got introduced to bands I've never heard of, and I was like, okay, I've never heard of this band, but I'm going to write a song like them. One of those tracks was the one from Graves, Jonah. Yeah. He sent me a band, and I was like, I've never heard this band, so I'm going to make you a track like that. And it was definitely fun. It was a challenge because I get to experience more music that I've never heard before, and you know, see if I can make a version of that song.
Yeah. All the songs are heavy yet and a little bit different, and I've enjoyed listening to them as I kind of got them from Julian, and I remember thinking to myself, like, the whole concept of this compilation was really cool. I don't think there's ever been a compilation quite like this in San Antonio before. So how did the concept for this compilation come about?
Well, excuse me. We at first I was gonna jump on a track from West Creek, and I was gonna do, you know, I'm still, you know, doing vocals for a song that we're gonna do.
Okay, but I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you, but just so those people out there can have a little bit of history too about you being a singer too. So share the let's not take that for granted because people all over the world are going to watch this interview. Share a little bit about kind of like that you're a singer too.
So 2002, I was a vocalist for many bands of Normandy, 11th Massacre, and then Years of Red Skies. Just, from there, just became vocalist, but also had my production, JC Productions as well, from 2005 all the way till now. So being on this compilation was just like amazing, not only because I'm a part of something in the scene, but also being on a compilation with vocalists that I freaking look up to. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Kobey. I love everyone on that damn compilation, man. And it's just great to be a part of something like that, man. Not only do you look up to these vocalists, but you're a part of it. And it's just great that it's coming together the way it is.
How did you kind of get the idea and then bring it to Daniel?
Well, again, we were going to do a track from his band West Creek.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the pandemic happened. And it was just like, fuck, dude, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? Damn. But, Danny was showing me, hey, man, check out these tracks, dude. And the first track I heard was from Lawrence Turney of Plainfield Grave. And amazing vocalist. And I'm like, bro, that is a sick song, dude. And Danny was like, you know what, man? I have some other tracks. Checked them out. I'm like, cool, man. Went home, hit him up. Hey, man, do you have a song I can jump on? He sent me the song that's on the compilation called Above. So we did that. And from there, I was like, you know what, dude? You ever thought about doing a compilation? All your music, but add the vocalist. Yeah. Well-known vocalist in San Antonio. Yeah. Heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we got this compilation, man. Every singer was just all for it, man. And it's just exciting, dude. It's great. Love it, man.
Why wouldn't it be? I mean, why wouldn't they want to fucking jump on it? And one of the cool things I love about this record is that it is a reflection of all the young talent that we have in this town. I've been privy to know some of these guys just because from their old bands, but dudes like Randy from Ammo, or Paul from Meridian, or Roger Trevino from Roger Trevino, and Alex and Kobey Lange, the mighty Kobey Lange. These are like all guys who I feel at this point, and guys also like you, who you're in your 30s now, and you really have a grasp of who you are as an artist and what you want to do with your work in the music scene, and you're doing it well because we're not little huerquerillos anymore. We're grown ass men, and we know what we like. So, Daniel, obviously you did all the music on this record, and you're the man behind the show. What was it that intrigued you about Julian's idea? I mean, were you apprehensive at first? I mean, kind of sharing your music with other people, or were you like, yeah, man, let's do it? I mean, what was your kind of feeling at first?
I mean, I guess I would say I was kind of intimidated as soon as the names came in, because some of these names are bands that I remember hitting the scene, and I was like, dang, this band's good. Like, they're from San Antonio, and I was definitely intimidated, but I was ready. Being able to write and collaborate with these people, and the whole thing behind the project is to bring the scene together. Yeah. So being able to sit down with each of the vocalists, most of them, there was a few vocalists that did their own vocals. Yeah. But most of them came to my house. Yeah. And I got to sit down with them, talk, hang out, and be like, all right, you ready to record? And we recorded. So it was definitely just great to be able to get to know these people in the scene. Yeah.
Did you tell them, okay, I got the music, you bring your own your own lyrics and shit, your own lyrics to the song, and that way we can formulate it together?
Yeah, so I sent them the track. I said, here's the song that I wrote for you, or here's a song for you. And I told them, whatever you want to change, if you need to double anything, remove something, change a part, if you want a whole nother song, you tell me. My goal is to make the best song that we possibly can together. And most of the people were like, this is perfect, I'll write. And they all asked me, like, well, what do you want to write about? And I was like, just write about real stuff. Write about some real stuff that people can relate to. And, of course, since this was right in the beginning of the pandemic and all that stuff, everybody wrote about that.
Yeah.
And it definitely related, to people because we're all going through that issue.
Welcome to 2020 is the title of the. I would consider this like a full length record. There's 9 songs on it, 9 different singers, a good chunk of music there, and Julian, you've been kind of, instrumental in promoting the record, and I know your partner, Roland, as well. Roland, kind of what have kind of you been trying to do on the back end to kind of help promote this release and get this music out there and kind of just keep our scene alive during this really crazy fucking time.
It is, man. Just support, man. Advertising it and pushing it, man. It is hard, man. Since we can't do any of the booking and seeing this live, which we ultimately want to do, because when we talked about it, we were like, man, can you imagine seeing these guys live, these singers coming in and actually, it's phenomenal. But since we can't do that, let's hit it in a different way. Let's promote it in the COVID sense of us. Everybody has a message, and that's what I love. That these singers, they came in and they wrote some very powerful lyrics, in which, for me, it set in real well. So for me, it's just trying to push it and trying to get everybody to listen to what these guys have to say, and just know that we're on the same boat. I wish this was live, but when it does happen live, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
God, I mean, I kind of think to myself, like, when are we going to go back to being normal again? Right. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary that we may not. The other day, I interviewed Jason McMaster, a very legendary guy, and he was telling me, "Oh, Rob, I want to do this, I want to do that, just getting protection." And I was like, it was a lot of stuff he was asking me for, and I said, maybe we should just postpone until all of this mulls over. And he was like, "Rob, this is the new normal, bro." And as much as I don't want to believe that, it may be true.
Yeah, and it's sad. It sucks, but all we can do is keep moving forward, man. Like us as a production with R2 Productions, right. JC, we try to do as much as we can to support the scene and push as much bands as possible, even though some of them are just sitting down and like, what do we do? Well, you know what, man? Get to work. We'll help you. Get music out, man. Do music videos. Do live videos. We'll push it. Keep the ball rolling. Don't sit and twirl your thumbs, man. Do it. And that's why we're here to help. That's the whole point, man. Being in San Antonio, Texas, that's why us as productions, as promoters and other promoters, that's our job, man. And we're doing it because we fucking love metal. You know what I mean? So, I mean, all genres, But, with all this happening, that's all you can do is just make some music and let us put it out there, man. Use it. Use that connection. So, I had the guys from Plague, the band Plague here last week, and I was talking about you, man, and I said, yeah, fucking JC Productions is making an impact in our scene, and I know how hard you work, and you and I know this business is about relationships, so I think you're doing a great job, my friend, and don't stop, keep doing what you're doing, because it's bringing people together, and your work is a reflection of this beautiful LP that we have from Daniel BAS, and we'll never forget that. Now, Daniel, I could tell you I have my favorite tracks, but I don't want to say on camera because people are going to get upset. Like, why doesn't he like my song? But you just mentioned you had some of the singers there in your home studio. One of the things, too, that I really enjoyed about this record is that it just sounds really fat on the stereo. It sounds great, man. So you're doing your own production there in your home studio.
Yeah, man. I started recording probably about 3 years ago. When I was in Becoming Sons, I did our first CD. Yeah. That was my first, all right, let's record an album. And I just tried to get better, and the whole process behind it was me trying to get behind it was because I just wanted to make good quality product for for everybody. So I just been really putting my head down, trying to get better and better at it. So I really appreciate that it sounded good.
It's got I think the cool thing is that the technology is out there for guys like you to freaking really work hard and put a quality product out there. Not to put you on the spot either, but I mentioned a few names of the singers on the record. Can you share any little stories about any of those singers, good or bad?
Yeah, man, I would definitely say that one of my, let me just say that I loved everybody who came over. One of them, so Jonah from Plainfield Grave, he came in, he had his girl with him. We,
From Grace.
yeah, from Graves, and we started jamming, and the neighbor started cutting his grass. I'm like, hey, let's sit down for 5-10 minutes, let him finish cutting his grass.
That's cool.
But outside of that, Jonah came in, and it was really like first, second takes on most of his stuff.
Oh, really?
He was in and out like in an hour and a half, including waiting for the guy to stop cutting grass. And it was just like everything he was doing, I was just like, I like it. If you like it, I like it. Let's go with it. He was like that. Another one was Rando from Ammo from Arsenal. Came in, did it, and just took off.
These guys had all their lyrics already done by the time they got there?
Yeah, they all showed me.
You had sent them the roughs, and then they kind of came in with the...
Yeah, they all showed me their lyrics. They're like, this is what I got. Do you like it? I'm like, this is great. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. And we just started tracking, and it, man, everything was just... I was just blown away because I wrote music with no intention of any vocals on it, without hearing it myself, I should say. So having them come in and be like, this is how they interpreted my song, and that was just... It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
That's the beauty of it, bro, because those vocalists, all these guys, they're all artists too, and they're singers, not like you're a musician. These guys are vocalists and lyricists, and they're coming in with their own shit and just laying it down. You're like, holy smokes. Now, I'm not biased at all. I love Roger Trevino. Everybody knows out there I love Roger Trevino.
I think we all do. Man.
Yeah, we all love Roger Trevino. But his song was the last one on the LP, and I think his track was a little different, just because Roger's a little different. He sings clean, and I think one of the beauty of the Art of Murder, his song, was that it was so heavy. That song is so like dun 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 dun. Oh my God, and then you hear his clean vocal on it. And it's a dynamic that you don't really hear a lot in heavy music. I remember when I was speaking with him, I would tell him, oh, God, Roger, you kind of remind me of the old Life of Agony, because Life of Agony used to be like really heavy, and then Keith Caputo used to sing clean vocal on it. And I remember Roger was always sending me different mixes that you would do, and I loved them all. And then you go to something like... Kobey Lange's track, the Wing Clipper track, very heavy, and I have a lot of admiration for Kobey Lange and what he's doing, and that song is really heavy. And then you go to like a song like the song that Alex from Cauterize did, which is a very speedy track. It's very heavy and speedy. So there's a lot of really different heaviness on there, and so I always thought to myself like, man, I don't know if like Daniel was in there telling him, this is how to do it, or you just let them run free.
Yeah, I pretty much they just showed me what they got while we were tracking. Most of it, I loved it. There was a few things here and there with a few of the vocalists where I was like, hey, let's try it like this instead of the way you're doing it. Everybody was really open-minded.
Oh, you did do that?
Yeah, definitely, like in the production side of it. Yeah. There was a few stuff where I was like, hey, let's try this, and everybody was open-minded. They had the same idea that I had when I sent them the track. Was, hey, our goal is to make the best song we can. Yeah. And yeah, but for the most part, I would say like 95% of everybody's stuff, they came in and did it the way they wanted. A few little stuff here and there, like, hey, let's do a scream right here, let's double this. But for the most part, yeah, it was just they came in and they knocked it out of the park.
I want to talk quickly about. I mentioned this earlier off camera. I'm a really big fan also, too, of the Anti-Party song. Lawrence Turney sang on that song. And I was telling you, like, who's Lawrence Turney? I don't even know that dude either. Like, but I loved his song. It was really heavy. He did a good rendition.
Again, with Lawrence Turney, man, he's a great vocalist, honestly. And a lot of these vocalists are very, the best, I think, man. I'm like, dude, this is some great talent. And when I first heard the Lawrence Turney track, I was like, right away, dude, we got to do this compilation. We got to do something. And shout out to Lawrence Turney and Plainfield Grave, man. Like, they're doing a great job. Keep it up. Do what you do. Just know that we always got your back. So, I mean, it's a great track, man. It's beautiful. I mean, I love that heaviness, man.
And then I was telling you, like, Julian Cruz is singing on this fucking LP too. What is he doing on? And I didn't know. Like I told you off camera, I didn't know, like, before a couple of weeks ago, that you used to be a singer too.
Yeah.
And your song Above is like super brutal. Was that the first single that was released from the record?
It was first Lawrence Turney's and then mine.
Oh,
that,
okay.
So first we wanted, me personally, I wanted to promote that first because that was the first track. Honestly, that's the birth of this compilation.
The
was
Lawrence Turney track. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And then Above. So we promoted that. And while Daniel Bass was writing the compilation, we were promoting those two as singles. So then when everything came together, then we had music videos come out with Paul Freedman from Meridian. And then we also had the lyric video from Rando of Ammo from our Arsenal. And we still got another video coming up that we're just building up to release, which is Roger Trevino's. So we're just super stoked. Everything is going great. Productions, everybody who's been backing us up, much love, because this is seriously, to me, putting everybody together in the scene, man. And I fucking love that, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So
Unity.
exactly, man.
Yeah. What was I remember Roger, if you can tell me, I'm sorry. Tell me too, Roland, what was like the vision that you guys wanted to kind of get out for this release? Obviously now everybody's kind of seen the artwork, and as we talked about earlier, we're living in a crazy era. But was that always kind of the reflection? Was that when you guys were listening to the songs, was that always kind of like the energy, the feeling of everybody's anxiety about the times that we live in?
I think a lot of it had to do with just listening to the songs of the artists and what they had to write. So you got to hear a lot of their messages and what they were writing about and how they feel. And I think it made more of the vision of the album, of especially like the artwork. Have you seen the artwork? The artwork is phenomenal.
Man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that concept, I think.
Always talking about Brian.
Him and Kobey, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, bro.
But I think it fit very well, man. For what they were feeling, for everything that they're going through, and the emotions, it fit very well. And I think that's the concept they went with it. And a lot of it has to do with the singers and what they're going through right now. So for me, I think all of us, it makes me feel good because I know with me going through it personally, I know that I'm not the only one. These singers are so I relate, and it feels so great. Like, seriously, I know it rhymes, but it's true, man. Like, I feel like, man, I'm not alone in this, man, because it is in a way depressing, but hearing this hypes you up, gets you in the mood, and it's good, man. So the album, all in all, with everything and the artwork and everything that's come together, it fit very well with everything, their messages and what they're singing about and everything they want to let out. So,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
I remember I had Brian Neckerman here a couple weeks ago, and we talked about the artwork for this record, and it's kind of like the dude, and he's looking out at this devastation of the city and really society and the loneliness that maybe some of us may be feeling at this time. So Brian Neckerman, thank you for that nice piece. Or he told me that you guys gave him the idea. Then he was like, I was so happy that they accepted what I had come up with.
Yeah, because I told Brian, I was like, hey, man, if you could, dude, just something along the lines of like, the coronavirus shit, pandemic, And, he sent me the picture, and I remember Daniel kind of like, I don't want it too much like death metal-y, And I was like, so I told Brian, I was like, hey, dude, Daniel, he's like, well, that's what I'm kind of known for, I'm like, I was like, I know, bro, like, you got some badass shit. I was like, you know what, it's cool, man, just do what you can, man, like, do you, just do you, dude. You're a part of this project too, man. This is, we're not just promoting the music, we're promoting your art, bro, you know what I mean? And it's like, so do what you got to do, man. And sure enough, he sent me that, and I'm like, show Daniel. Daniel's like, you know what? I like it, bro. And we were just all for it. Yeah, it fits perfectly, man. Like that's one thing I'm about is the artwork with the music. And, you know, I mean, you look at a CD, you want to stare at it and you want to hear the music and be like, damn, dude, it fits perfect. You know, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just great, man. It's cool.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. The record was not initially called Welcome to 2020, right?
Yeah, first it was just Daniel BAS Volume 1.
Yeah.
And then we were like, nah, I told Danny, he's like, you know what, let's do a title or something. Right away, Rando's song, you guys got to check it out. It's on YouTube. Check out the lyric video. It's specifically just straight up what's really going on right now. And his title was Welcome to 2020.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know what, dude, that song, I mean, gave me the chills. And I'm like, dude, title, Welcome to 2020, dude.
Yeah, again, I don't want to like, I don't want to like say I love certain tracks more than others, but Randy's track is amazing. I've always supported Randy, and he's a great singer in our scene, and yeah, I really connected with it. And when I saw, I mean, that the record was going to be called Welcome to 2020, I just like, oh man, that's perfect. With the artwork, it's perfect. Everything came out good. You talked about videos here a little bit, and there was some initial, like your video was like a lyric video, and then you guys started doing really some production videos. Talk a little bit about that. I think I've shared on my social media that Ruben from Upon a Burning Body has gotten involved in your projects, and he's done stellar work. I saw the video for The Bad Guy with Paul Pinche, like, the bad guy's here, you know, like, that was cool, dude, like, yeah.
And see, like, of course, you know, the album is, you know, whatever you want to sing. And, of course, everybody's kind of talking about the pandemic, which is really cool, man, is Paul came in with something totally left field, bro. And I'm like, that's fucking bad, dude. Like, yeah.
But it was cool that Daniel was like able to put in some of the like the Scarface stuff in it. That was cool.
So, you know, when that song, you know, came out, and I asked him, you know, would you want to do a lyric video or, you know, something? And he was like, no, I already got it, bro. Don't worry about it. And he was like, I'm going to work with Ruben. So right away, I was like, dude, do you, man? You know, I'll help you out if needed.
So he did that with Ruben, like, kind of on the side, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, you know, right away, he was like, I got it. And I'm like, cool. So, you know, I was like, if you need help, man, I got you, dude. Yeah. And then once you release, I mean, that's going to be something we're going to promote for the album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it worked out, dude. It came out bad, dude.
Like, I'm not waiting for your asses. I'm fucking doing a video, motherfucker.
Pretty much, man. Like, Paul knows.
Go ahead, Roland.
He knew what he wanted done, man, exactly, and it fit in perfect. What I love about it, though, man, is that bringing in Ruben was a perfect, man. Because Ruben captured it so well in the video. Exactly, so it was awesome, man. And thank you. Shout out to Ruben for working with that. And plus, we got him on a couple of some other tracks that are coming up as well, too. So it's phenomenal.
I remember when Paul first came to the studio and we were doing the track, he already had the ideas for the music video. He's like, I already know what I want. And I'm like, let's go. Like, tell me. And it was just like, man, like, he had that sight of the end product from before we even started tracking vocals. And whenever all the vocals were done, he came over, we did a little bit of post-production stuff, and he told me, he's like, hey, I'm going to get Ruben to do a video. We went out to Ruben's place, and we shot it at his place. Well, I went over there after work, so I'm all in my uniform, like, staying out there for 3-4 hours shooting this music video, and it was great, man. It was a good experience.
That's cool. Did you say there was a video that for Randy's song, or no, not yet?
No. For Randy from Ammo, there's a lyric video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lyric video, and that was done by Ruben as well, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, that's where the title came from. Like, again, you guys need to check it out. Just go, YouTube, look for it. Go to JC Productions, RT, Daniel BAS. But check it out. I mean, it's basically relating to what's going on right now, man. And great lyrics. I mean, Rando just basically, I hit him up. I went to Wingstop real quick. I hit him up because I was jamming out to the song. And I'm like, bro, your fucking song is dope, dude. Like, like, I can't stop jamming it, man. I mean, like y'all said, like, during this time, it's like you hear this and it's a breath of fresh air. Like, you're not alone, man. We're all here and we're all trying. And it sucks, man. We want the venues open. We want all that. But you know what, dude? This compilation to me, again, it's just bringing a lot out, man.
Keeping our scene alive.
Exactly.
It's an effort to keep our scene alive.
I really hope so, man. I really hope people have that same feeling like we do. Because, again, as promoters, man, that's what we do. That's our job, man. And, again, man, we have second jobs, too. We don't care about the money. I don't give a shit about money. I just want to fucking help because I was a singer, too. That's all it is, man.
And that's what I told Julian. That's what the perfect thing about this compilation is, that these guys, we're not alone, dude. We're not, and everything that they're feeling is what we're feeling. So exactly. for this album relates a lot, man, to people who are like going through those. Why is this happening? Why? What is going? What? I can't fit. Exactly, man. So
Rando, when he came over and to do his track, he showed me the vocals. I'm like, all right, what's the name of the song? He's like, Welcome to 2020, and I'm like, this encapsulate what everybody who has recorded. I was like, that's the title track, man.
But then you have singers like Roger, and going back to Roger, that captivate. Like for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Roger, in this song that he does specifically, I think he let out his best, dude. Like, and for me, it exactly, dude, exactly. Yes. So that it fit in so well, So
with that,
so whoever decided the track listing, it was a good thing.
Much love to Daniel, man, for that as well. We actually sat back and we're like, dude, I would send him, what do you think of this? What do you think of putting this song, that song? He's like, let's change it up a bit. You know what I mean? And one thing, like what Alex from Cauterized, because it's his song and then it goes to Above, we kind of talk about the same thing, but just the motion into it, it's like perfect. And then right after me, all of a sudden you get really Juan from Atananos. Just heavy. In your fucking face, dude. Then ended off just perfectly with Roger coming in beautifully, dude. And it's just one of those like, okay, you think it's just going to be a calm, chill way to end it, not realizing at the end, he just punches you in the face one more time to let you know, welcome to 2020. You know what I mean?
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about Rogers, like he can do both things, and that's kind of cool. Wow, man, yeah. So when did the release officially come out?
If I'm not mistaken, the 25th?
July 25th. So if people out there all over the state and the country want to get this record, what would you recommend for them to do to kind of get their hands on this?
I mean, it's on all streaming platforms. All the big ones, Spotify, Apple Music, and all that stuff. You can definitely get it there. We're going to release the last music video for Roger's track, and we're going to do a full playthrough of the whole album. It's going to be one big video of all the songs, and then Roger's track at the end with his music video. So that's going to be a pretty cool little build-up later.
I'm old school. And so I like hard copy shit. Any hard copies in the plan?
Yes, yeah, for sure, man. I got you, bro. So we are gonna do hard copies, also T-shirts. It's kind of gonna be like a little bundle pack. Once we get that going, you can get it from one of us. It'll be $30, CD and a shirt. The shirt's gonna have the album cover, and the back's gonna have all the names of the vocalists from the bands. Like they're just gonna say, Alex. Or Alex from Cauterized, So it's gonna happen, man. Cool. We got that going. It's just right now, just kind of chilling, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
Yeah, in phases, release it, get it on the digital. Great release, and I think, when I think about this record, and I've been listening to it for weeks. To me, like I said earlier, it's kind of unprecedented, and it will go down in the history of San Antonio, and getting people really in a time where we may feel isolated, but yet coming together to produce music for the heavy metal fans of San Antonio and those in our vicinity who want to get new music. And there's going to be so many people tonight who are going to watch this interview and go out and get it and listen to it. Now, I know you guys are movers and shakers in our scene. So I've already know that, there may be another round of this compilation coming in the near future. Is that really the plan?
That is the plan, man. We already have the list for the second compilation, and we already worked on the third one.
What?
So yeah, man, we already have vocalists, man, and it's I will say this, and we'll go to Roland right after what I say, okay?
Yeah,
So we
Roland,
have the
go
second compilation set. We already have the vocalists. We got the third. We only have half, but we're kind of slowing down because we don't want to rush ourselves. But
Yeah, slow down.
a lot of people, not only in San Antonio, Texas, but we're talking West, East Coast, are hearing this compilation and giving all these vocalists so much props. And they're like, dude, I've never heard of this band. I'm like, that's the point. That's the point of this compilation. You know, yes, they're doing it for, Daniel BAS, but that's why you go check out Jonah from Graves,
Exactly.
and you go see what he actually does, what he really, you know what I'm saying, his real music.
Add on, Roland.
Yep. Well, that, and we're looking at maybe for volume 2 and 3 to getting some.
Can you drop a couple names? Can you drop a couple names for volume 2?
Zana. Tanya from Zana? Is that or
Tanya from Monochromatic.
Monochromatic.
What?
She'll be a special guest. Yes.
I believe it or not. I'm a fan of monochromatic black. They're
Gonna see that and be like, what the fuck?
I already know about mono. A lot of people in the scene do not know about monochromatic black from New York. Believe it or not, I was supposed to interview them this past summer when they played in Austin at the Come and Take It, and it was all set up, and then I can't remember what happened. I think I had an early meeting the next day. It was on a weekday, so I was gonna drive to Austin, and driving to Austin, doing an interview, and then coming back, late at night is not good for me for the next day. So I had to cancel on them, and I told them, hey, man, and remember I was talking to the guitar player. I said, no, hey, man, even though we're not going to be able to do it right now, I'm a fan, and Rob's MetalWorks will support you, and we'll get it done in the near future. So I am a fan of theirs. Very technical, brutal kind of stuff, kind of like the Ginger-esque kind of thing, but, we don't want to. I respect them for what they're doing. But if you have that singer on the next one, I think that's going to be really cool. Really cool. Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, because of course, man, it is a Texas compilation. And now that it's actually gotten to where it's at, we have to where it's like we're going to have special guests. Yes, it's still going to be Texas, all Texas. You're going to have your vocalist, but then we're going to have your special guest. You don't know who it's going to be. Again, the second one, we are going to get Tanya will be involved with the second one. Wow. Shout out to her, man. She's been very, very, very cool, man. And shout out to her management as well. So I remember she hit me up just like, so what do you want me to sing about? I'm like, girl, you do you, dude, Just do what you got to do.
You sent her music yet?
No,
have you sent it?
No. Yeah. We're waiting. I told her. Yeah, we've been telling the artists just be patient right now. Let us get this first compilation out of the way, and then we'll start working on the second one. So, but they're already on the list. It's just wait for the music, send it, and we're good to go, man.
Yeah,
on that second.
I definitely friended everybody on Facebook just so I can get in that personal contact with them, and when the time comes, I'm gonna hit them up and be like, all right, what kind of song do you want to do, and just go from there. And it's going to be like the first round, just with different faces, and it's going to be fun all over again.
I think it's going to be even better, though, Daniel, because you've done it once, and now you're kind of doing it again, and you're kind of refining what you want to do with your music, and now you're going to have like people like her who obviously from a different scene. So, I mean, dude, when Roland, can you talk about when would you like, or have you guys discussed about when the second one will come out?
We haven't really discussed when the second one, really. We know it's in the works, but...
Would you say like summer? Would you say like summer 21 or fall 21?
Maybe earlier than that, man. We honestly, the second one's going to have some heavy hitters, and I will say another artist, it will be Steve Rico, man, from Fortunes. Freaking glad he's on the second one, man. Like,
I love that dude.
Yeah, he was all for it, and I was like, dude,
good people,
very good people, man. I was like, I'm grateful, man. Thank you so much. Again, just be patient. Let us get this first one, and then we'll start rolling, man. Get to work on the second. But that second one has some heavy hitters, man.
That's one thing I was about to say. Like, don't don't, even though you have so many things rolling up for number 2, don't kind of shortcome number 1. Let it play out, fucking work it, and let it get out there. Sometimes it takes a little time to, even after this interview tonight, people are going to fucking be jumping on it. Roland, did you want to share anything about number 2?
With number 2, just look out. It's going to be heavy hitters on it as well, too. And
Can you share about any local people that are going to be on it?
local people wise, that would probably have to be with Julian on knowing what local wise
If you want to know, I'll tell you some.
Yeah, well, they want to know. All the people out there want to know, like who. I mean, just 1 or 2 names, like you've shared their names with me before too.
Yeah, of course. We will have Rod Nichols of y'all know.
Old Brotherhood.
Old Brotherhood, man.
Rod, fucking veteran.
He will be on the second compilation as well.
Wow, that's
and
cool. You know Rod?
I'll give y'all 2.
Do you know him? Do you know him? Like personally know him? Rod is a great dude.
we had a great time with him at the local disturbance with the Brotherhood, and ever since then we've always kept a good connection with him. So Rod to be on the second one is for us is a big one.
Well, see, that's cool because now instead of all these young cats, you got like a fucking veteran. Rod's a fucking veteran, and he knows what the fuck he's doing. Yeah, and Rod is deep, dude. He's fucking deep.
And then also 2 more artists. And again, we hope in the future, man, to get more old school vocalists if they want to jump on in the future. Like, I'm hoping maybe Terry Anderson from Low Key, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even, Sean Nations to jump on, but that be later on, But the 2 that we have in the second compilation, we also have Carl Elfin, I'm sorry, brother. From Beauty Morgue. He used to be in a band called Sworn Secrecy. So he's going to be on the second compilation as well. And the last one is going to be my boy John from Snake Father. If y'all know Snake Father, man, you know those motherfuckers are heavy hitters in Texas. So he will be on the second one as well. So we got some work, man, and we're going to do it.
I feel like some of the vocalists on the second one, man, as well, too, are deeper and harder. So it's, and in honesty, Volume 3, we're even throwing in maybe changing the genre a little bit and maybe going for a different feel. We're going to give it a shot, but we want Volume 1 and Volume 2 to be the heavy hitters, the heavy, and then maybe give it a shot on Volume 3 to be maybe a totally different genre, maybe kicking it a little bit softer if he's up to it, if he's up to writing something a little bit softer, but we'll see how it goes.
I mean, just because it's like more mellow doesn't mean it's any less heavy. It can be totally heavy, and, it's cool that tonight behind the scenes, Daniel and I were talking about, Mark Tremonti and his work because we're both fans, and he can do heavy, melodic, Serenity, stuff like that. So that's cool. I mean, I think as metalheads, we all kind of sometimes maybe be pigeonholed into certain things, but people don't realize that as individuals and people, we're very smart people, we're very articulate people, and we love all genres of heaviness. It doesn't always have to be speed metal or black metal. It can be fucking melodic shit too, man. And I love it all, and that's why we promote it all here on the show. Gentlemen, geez, I think we covered the whole gamut tonight. As we end out, any last words that you would like to share with the people out there who are watching this interview?
Thank you guys so much for the support, man, for JC Productions, RT, Daniel, also Rob, man. You got to thank him, man, so much. He's been so much with the scene. So thank you guys from fans and family and fans of the bands on this compilation. And much love to all our endorsements, Lone Star, Beer, that's been supporting everything that we've been doing.
Steven from Bearded Cartel.
Steve, man, Texas Bearded Cartel.
Where were you, motherfucker?
Hey,
should have been here.
Nah, but Steve's been working hard, man, so he's got his things today. But, hey, man, much love to Steve. He's another partner of ours that couldn't make it today. But other than that, thank you guys so much again. And you ever need anything, please come to me or JC and RT. So, yeah.
Okay. Roland?
For me, man, it's just to give the people to know that you're not alone, man. We're all in this together, and I know it's hard times, and I know sometimes you feel like, man, I need to let some aggression out and some, what's going on. So please, this compilation helps you in that sense, man. And thank you for following. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. And thank you, Rob, for having us here. Thank you so much.
And lastly, the man, Daniel BAS.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is just a thank you to everybody who's been a part of this and the people who gave me the chance to write music for them. It was just, it's an honor. You know, every vocalist I have, I have known most of these bands, you know, as just being a guy in the scene, and to have them be on a track that I wrote, it's a great honor for everybody to just have given me the chance and let me show what I can do in the metal. It's just much love to everybody involved, man.
Daniel, you know, I met you for the first time tonight, and I love your vibe, man. You got this little subtle vibe, and but I know deep inside you're brutal, and that you write music and do what you do just for the passion of heavy music. And that's why we're all here, because we love heavy fucking metal. We love our scene, and we all want to contribute positively to what's happening in our scene. So thank you so much for coming tonight. It was my pleasure to talk about your record. I love it a lot. I jam it a lot every day. Thank you, Julian, for all that you do, man. Roland, it was great meeting you tonight, sir. And we will continue to work together, all of us. Remember, everyone out there, the brand new CD from Daniel BAS called Welcome to 2020 is already out there. So after you watch this interview, look for it on all your music outlets. Look for it on YouTube. Soon enough, the record will be on there. Jam it, listen to it, respect all the great singers that are on it from here in the Alamo City. Yes, San Antonio is thriving. Our history is lively even now through the pandemic. Remember, everyone, you saw the men only right here on Rob's MetalWorks. So say good night.